Thank you, ladies. A disclaimer. I would say this to people that I spoke with on the phone or in person. I would say I never know when I'm going to cry. So just bear with me, it'll pass. So that's, I wanted to warn you of that as well. I don't know how many of you know, but in the past year, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I started repeating that verse over and over. And the peace that God gave me through this, because I felt him saying to my heart, you have been praying to make a difference, to be effective for me. This is the way I'm going to choose. And I want you to offer this, whatever is ahead as a living sacrifice to me, that I will be glorified. So that's the place that God started me from. And I am so thankful for that, because the reality is that grounded me throughout the episode, throughout the journey. I really did have peace, but it gave me an eternal perspective. There is not one thing that has come into your life or mine that God has not allowed and will not use. And it requires a different way of looking at things. Waiting rooms of doctors' offices and hospitals are not happy places. And they weren't happy last year because people were there by themselves. I was there by myself. No one can come with you. And so I asked God to show me the people in the waiting room, allow me to pray for them. You know, God was able to handle all this. He knew that. My family, one of my greatest prayers, those of you who know me, is for my siblings. I'm one of 7, and most of my siblings are not believers, are not walking with the Lord. We all grew up in church, but there's been some disconnect. So my greatest prayer through life has been, Lord, may I be an example, may I be your hands and feet, use me. And that reconnection with my siblings and asking them to pray for me was amazing. And God used those times. He did give me a sense of purpose and fresh eyes to see others around me. And I know that God uses each of us to provide for others, to provide, as Jennifer said this morning, to provide the daily bread for others. So my challenge to you today is look with fresh eyes. Ask God to use you to provide for someone else in some way. It does not have to be this magnificent, enormous gesture. It can simply be a hug or a prayer that you are whispering for someone, a call sometime, just some way. You be those hands and feet. That is what God intends. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. And therein is God's provision for each other.